Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Oktoberfest German Heritage Race. This is day number 3, and this is a big one, so strap in, folks. As you can see here, as the bracket pops up, each of our sub-brackets produced 3 drivers, so they will race round-robin style. That means each one will race each of the drivers in their 3-driver group. You have to race everybody once, and you have to win 2 races to move on. So let's get started. Out of the Northwest bracket, that's James Ironbeard on the inside and Jim D on the outside. They're off even and even, neck and neck, and even down to the finish line. Looks like Ironbeard took the win. Well, look at how you can't get more even. Coming down, Ironbeard got a slight edge there on Jim D. Jim D right on his bumper, like literally right on his bumper. You cannot get closer than that for a finish, folks. As we go down to the finish line, Cam, look at them, stacked right up. Looks like one car coming in. So we'll get them back up and swap lanes for a second race between these two. They're off, neck and neck again. Oh, that time, Ironbeard had a mistake. Jim D took advantage, and Indiana Diecast Racing takes the second one. Look at that. They both went high into turn 2, which, if you remember from last year, you do not want to go high into turn 2 off of that straight. And it looked like that's all he needed for Jim D to take the win. So we got sudden death in our very first race here in the round-robin round. There they go. And neck and neck again. That time Ironbeard pushed Jim D out of the way. Jim D from Indiana Diecast looking to make a pass was not allowed as they both spun, and Ironbeard was able to block, so he will be moving on in 3 races. But now, James Ironbeard is going to have to race the other competitor in the Northwest bracket, and that is none other than Mr. Dark himself, and he will be starting on the inside lane. If you win a race, you move to the outside lane. And the new competitor to the inside. Here we go. And oh, what is happening? Look at that finish, folks. I have no idea who won. Mr. Dark was way out ahead, and Ironbeard comes in flying. He was coming in hot. We gotta slow this down and get in closer. Oh, it does look like Mr. Dark got him by a bumper, but man, what an effort by James Ironbeard. He is here to play in round number 2. Look at him taking advantage there and just could not hit it right. So Mr. Dark with a very lucky win there. We'll see if James Ironbeard has something there for him. Pushes him up and out of the way, and he does. Ironbeard ties it up, so we got another sudden death race coming here, folks, in only the first bracket of the second round. Unbelievable racing between these two, very aggressive. That's definitely something we'd like to see here at Hamburg Hill. Look at that finish too, boom, boom. Fantastic racing. So we'll switch them, and Mr. Dark is back to the inside lane for race number 3. They're off, and Dark with a good lead. Oh, and Ironbeard came back again, punishing Mr. Dark, hitting him in the side. Look at this. Swapping sides here. Ironbeard goes low, comes up on Dark, and man, oh man, what a great move that was. You're going to see a close-up here when we go to the finish line, Cam. That was a fantastic move by James Ironbeard, putting it all on the line, going low on Mr. Dark and paying the price. Man, Dark with the win. So now, Mr. Dark will need to beat Jim D in order to move on. If Jim D wins, we run him again. There we go, and Dark pushing Jim D right off the track. They were so even, door-to-door racing between Dark and Jim. And look at that, Dark even went up high into turn 2 and backed into Jim. Are you kidding me? Look at this, he goes up high and just backs Jim right off of the track and then pulls in like nothing happened. What is the matter with these people? All right, so Mr. Dark moves to the inside lane, and Jim D looks to get some revenge. Pushing him out of the way again, and Jim, oh no! Dark flips Jim again. Look at this. Jim coming back after Dark spins, and Dark flips him over again. We're going to get a great view from that finish line, Cam. Look as they come through, Jim behind, but then he's in front, and Dark says, nope, I don't think so, and flips him. So Mr. Dark takes the first full sub-bracket win. And we're going to take a look at these brackets in between races You see, Dark beat both of those drivers and also amassed 2 wins, so he moves on. We're moving down to the Southwest bracket there on the bottom left of your screen. And we'll kick off that chaos with Bay City Daryl on the inside and Dirk and Baby Dirk. Little different setup there for the Dirk crew. And there comes Bay City Daryl, pushing everybody out of the way. Just out-muscling Dirk here to get in front of him, and getting a little whiplash there is Dirk Whippinasher. Baby Dirk left up there in turn 1. He's gonna be crying about that one later. So we'll set him back up for another go. Dirk and Baby Dirk on the inside lane this time. They're down, and Bay City pushes, but no! Slows everybody down. Baby Dirk gets the farthest that he has yet on this track. Look at that line Baby Dirk took. That's more impressive than his daddy. But Big Daddy Dirk taking the win there, and we tie it up again for another sudden death race. These races are getting so close, folks, as we narrow it down to the fastest cars on this track. So we'll set them up again and release. There goes Baby Dirk. Could not get, oh my goodness, what was that finish? We got to get back in there, folks. It looked like Bay City Daryl took the win, and he did, but wow. Dirk Whippinasher with a huge move there. We got to go back here and look at it again a little bit closer just to show you how tight that was. Ah! And Baby Dirk not too happy about that one. So now Daryl will take on Ned Munson of Tiny Track Cars. And the Tiny Track driver takes out Bay City Daryl. Man, there's a lot of this happening today. Look at this move here. Daryl comes to, oh, it is actually an unforced error. I thought that Ned was getting a little aggressive there. But you'll see here, he's already out in front when Bay City goes down straight into the grass. That's not where you want to be on this track. So Ned Munson with an opportunity here to knock out Bay City Daryl. But Daryl is having none of that, and they finish 1-2 back-to-back, bumper to bumper. Look at how smooth this race was. All the way around, everybody just maintaining their lines, and Daryl just had the better one. That was an incredibly smooth race for this track. These guys looked like they were linked up on a roller coaster coming out of turn 2. Wow, so Daryl ties it up. Now Ned Munson with a chance to play spoiler here and knock out the one-win champ. And he will do just that as Daryl makes a fatal mistake there. Coming out of turn 2, look at this. Another nice smooth run, but Daryl dropped low and did a little spin move, leaving the door open for Ned Munson. So now Ned actually has an opportunity as we go into the third race of this bracket. Ned could move on with a win over Dirk and Dirk, but they're on the inside lane. Let's see what happens. And Dirk is off the track. Daddy Dirk is gone. Baby Dirk goes as far as he ever has in this race. But Dirk Whippinasher Sr. gets off the track. He was out the whole time he was in front. Ned Munson, man, that is some seriously aggressive driving by Ned. Look at that. Dirk was out front, and Ned just shoves him right into the grass. And here comes Baby Dirk. Did a little kicking cartwheel there. Indeed. As we set him up again, Ned with a chance to move on if he can win here. But Whippinasher out early again, and Ned Munson, ladies and gentlemen, wins out the Southwest bracket with that victory. Look at how fast Baby Dirk is hauling there, and Dirk Sr. got out real early, but Ned Munson just stuck with it. Huge comeback there for Munson. So he is moving on. We're going to get another look at our bracket here, folks. As you see, the entire West bracket is completed, and now we're moving on to the East. Out of the West, we've had Mr. Dark and Ned Munson winning out. Mr. Dark with the least number of races, and that will come into play later on. So now moving to the Northwest, that's going to be Lone Star and the names I can't pronounce. Oh my goodness, what a pass! And we're going to give it a shot. That's Garkle and Gottsdale. Look at this pass. My goodness. We got to go to that finish line, Cam, to really see how huge this was. Lone Star coming in, spins. And the Trolls, or are they Orcs? I don't know. What a beautiful pass there for the win. So we'll set them back up again. The Orcs move to the inside lane. Huge jump there. Lone Star cannot catch up. And the Orcs with the win. Garkle and Galxaxuls with the win there. Knocking out Lone Star in less. There can be another victory after this, and Lone Star will come back in as we continue the round. But for right now, Lone Star is sitting on the sidelines. And the Trolls are going to take on Papa Pugsley. There we go. Trolls out front, but Papa Pugsley. Big comeback there. Look at that. Down into the 2-lane. That's been the determining factor here for the faster racers. As soon as they hit that 2-lane, they just take off like a shot. And Papa Pugsley did just that. Got out in front going into the open track. And that was some really smooth racing there by Papa Pugsley. But now he's going to move to the outside lane and the Trolls to the inside. They're off there, and Papa Pugsley with a huge pass! Right at the last second! Coming by the Trolls and pushing them out of the way! Look at this finish line cam, folks! Papa Pugsley pushing the Trolls up into the rail and taking the win! So now Papa Pugsley's in the driver's seat and Lone Star is back on the track for the last race here. And Lone Star takes the win, pushing Papa Pugsley into the flag. Look at full use of that ass up into the flag and just, wow. Beautiful racing by Lone Star. Very aggressive, and Papa Pugsley just comes limping in. Can Lone Star go from 0 to hero and knock Papa Pugsley off the top so we restart the bracket? We'll find out here, folks, as Papa moves to the inside lane. Neck and neck coming down, and Papa Pugsley, oh my goodness, I think Lone Star might have done it. Look at this, Papa out the whole way, but Lone Star forces his way back in. We're gonna have to slow this down and zoom it in. It looks like, oh, it's close. Papa Pugsley hitting it first. Wow. You cannot get closer than that. So Papa Pugsley with that victory right there notches himself into the next round. Unbelievable, folks. That was some close. It doesn't get closer than that. We're moving on to the Southwest bracket here. Our first race is going to be the Grey Wizard and Rust Sungod. Grey Wizard, no doubt there. Cooking, but whoa, slows down. Okay, that was a little nervous there. Cooking here is Grey Wizard, but he flips and slows down, and luckily for him, so did Rust Sungod. As we get a little sun on the track now, that's a little something different for us. So we'll set these guys back up again at the top of the track with Grey Wizard on the outside this time after that win. They go and, Wizard gets tapped hard there by Rust Sungod. Look at this here. Just flips him up into turn 2. And Ross squeaks in for a win. So we got another sudden death race here in round 2, becoming a bit of a trend there. See, Grey Wizard almost lost it there. But he'll be back to the inside. And we'll see if he can take him out. Wow, Grey Wizard whizzing through. And Rust Sungod just comes to a halt there with nothing left. I don't even know what made him slide. We'll go here to the finish line, Cam. It looked unforced. As Ra goes sideways and takes the big L. So Grey Wizard moving on here to face off against Doc. There they go. And both of them going sideways in turn 2. That was synchronized sliding, folks. Check this out. Coming around, they both go sideways up high into turn 2, but Doc prevails and comes out on top. Right there as they come past the flag, both of them sideways. That was pretty interesting. So we'll set him back up. Doc is now up by 1. Both together down the hill, and Doc pushes Grey Wizard off the track and takes the win for himself. Look at this. Grey Wizard is out, but Doc just spins him and continues to push. Knocks him right off. We're going to get a great view again from our wonderful finish line cam here. As he's coming around, look, Doc just keeps on pushing and just taps Grey Wizard with the rear end of his vehicle off the track. So Doc gets the win there, but it's not over. He does need to beat Raw Sun God to move on. There they go. And there's 1 in the books for Doc. It looks like he just outraced Ra there because he got out in front before the 2-lane ended. So he was able to get out pretty well, pretty early. And here as they come around the track, you can see the gap increasing as Doc takes the win. So now, since Doc did beat Grey Wizard, if he can beat Ra Sun God here from the outside lane, he will move on. And oh no, Ra Sun God goes over and Doc slides on in for the win. What happened here? Ra goes low, Doc goes high, Ra goes sideways, and Doc flips him again. We gotta look down here at the finish line cam and see what Doc was up to as they come through. Doc with a push and nudge, and then he goes low. Wow, so Doc is moving on. That was some crazy racing again today, folks, in day 3 round robin tournament. So we got Mr. Dark, Ned Munson, Papa Pugsley, and Doc moving on in the Oktoberfest German Heritage Race. We'll be back tomorrow for the Final 4 and championship on day 4. See you then, folks. Have a good night.